Eat less, move more. Those are the basics you probably heard a million times. So let's do something different, and let's talk about a few specific habits you can implement on top of those basics to actually get lean and stay that way. Step 1, hack your stress levels. Elevated cortisol does two things that work against you. It changes where your body prefers to store fat, pushing more of it toward the midsection and making that area stubborn to lose, even when the rest of you is leaning out. And it drives cravings, especially for high-calorie, high-sugar foods, making a deficit harder to stick to. To take care of it, you can simply hum. Seriously, a few minutes of humming actually works. It stimulates the vagus nerve and shifts your body out of fight or flight fairly quickly. Getting outside for even a short walk without your phone is another amazing way to do it, since it removes the constant notifications and comparison that keep your nervous system on edge. Also, cutting back on how much news or social media you consume in a day removes a low-grade stressor that's easy to stop noticing entirely, since it's just become background noise. And trust me, you don't need to hear about 90% of what they talk about in the news anyway. Coffee can be another great tool if used correctly. Coffee, or another caffeine source earlier in the day, can speed up fat loss in two ways. It curbs appetite for a window afterward, which makes it easier to stay in a deficit without constantly fighting hunger. And it also increases fat oxidation, meaning your body pulls a bit more from fat stores for fuel during that time. This effect is strongest before fasted movement, like a morning walk or a workout on an empty stomach, since your body doesn't have recently eaten food to burn through first. Timing matters too. Having it too late in the day can interfere with sleep, which then works against everything else on this list. Earlier in the day, ideally with a gap before or after meals, rather than right on top of them, gets you the appetite and fat burning benefit without the trade-off. If we want to talk about exercise, the easiest way to consume calories throughout the day is walking. Aim for somewhere between 8 and 15,000 steps a day, and specifically a 10-minute walk after each meal, because walking after eating blunts the blood sugar spike from the meal, which keeps energy steadier and hunger more controlled a few hours later. It's low impact enough that you can do it daily without it eating into recovery from actual training, which is exactly why it's so underrated compared to harder forms of cardio. 10 minutes doesn't sound like much, but done after all 3 meals, it adds up to 30 minutes of movement you'd otherwise skip entirely, on top of whatever steps you're already getting through the rest of the day. It's also one of the easiest habits to actually keep long term, since it doesn't require equipment, a gym, or any real planning. Now let's move on to hydration. Staying hydrated keeps hunger signals clearer, since thirst often gets misread as hunger, leading to snacking when a glass of water would have done the job. It also affects how you feel and perform. Even mild dehydration can drop energy levels and make workouts feel harder than they should, which then makes every other habit on this list harder to keep up with too. A simple way to stay on top of it without obsessing over exact numbers is drinking a glass first thing in the morning and again before each meal. It also plays into the stress piece from earlier, since dehydration itself puts a mild strain on the body that can raise cortisol, so staying on top of water intake is one more lever working in the same direction. Drink water consistently throughout the day, along with other zero-calorie liquids if you want variety, like sparkling water or black coffee. And finally, let's cover some diet hacks that can assist you. Eat protein and vegetables before carbs in the same meal. Same food, same calories, but eating in this order blunts the blood sugar spike you'd get from hitting the carbs first, which keeps hunger more controlled in the hours after eating. Spread protein evenly across the day instead of saving most of it for dinner, which is the easy default when you're not paying attention to it. Getting a solid amount at breakfast and lunch keeps you fuller earlier in the day instead of running low on protein and high on hunger until the one big meal shows up. Also, make sure you build meals around volume before worrying about anything else. A big bowl of vegetables with a lean protein source fills you up on far fewer calories, and it makes overeating a lot harder to do by accident. Try one of these this week. See how it feels before adding the next one. That's really all this takes. Small stuff, done consistently, adding up over time. If you liked this video, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one.